Well, this sucks. Um, about 80 minutes into the match, someone walked up to me in the pub and laughed right in my face, then swore at me for wearing an Arsenal shirt. Don't really know what that was about, but the thing was I didn't say anything or even really look at him. I was feeling too miserable to even acknowledge his existence, so I kind of just kept looking at the TV very downcast. And that kind of just was what the most of the second half felt like, was just completely miserable, downcast. There wasn't much it just wasn't a good game. And I'm fairly happy to just let bygones be bygones with this one. A lot will be made about Arsenal's mentality now and how we can't do it in the big moments or something like that. And this is sad. This is our chance to win some silverware, and we didn't do it. We actually have a really bad record in the League Cup. Even compared to other domestic trophies, we've done really well historically, both in the league and the FA Cup. And yet, weirdly, we've only won the League Cup 2 times, and it looks like we're once again going to be waiting. Now, I'm gonna try and maintain a positive tone here because I think there is still plenty to be positive about in this season. Because even though we lost this game, there is a decent lead for us in the Premier League. A lot of people have talked about 9 points. I have kind of just been thinking about it as a 3 point lead this whole time, which who knows what will happen at the Etihad, but I've just kind of been assuming in my head that City is going to win that game in hand and then win at the Etihad. But even if worse comes to worse and it does end up only being a 3 point lead, I do think we can get it done. Um, an interesting thing to say is that we have not lost or drawn in any competition. At any point this season, we have never lost and drawn a game and then gone on to lose or draw the next game. We have always won the game after we have lost or drawn. Even in that pretty rough mid-January patch in the Premier League when we tied with Forest and Liverpool and lost to United, we got wins in other competitions in between those games, which makes me think we're going to beat Southampton in the FA Cup, and then it's on to Bournemouth before the Etihad in the Premier League. And that Etihad game could still, in fact, probably will still be very important in the league overall. And I don't think that this game means that we're going to see the same thing at the Etihad. I really do trust that this team now is good enough that we can take this on the chin and go again. It just wasn't a good performance from us. Maybe some of it was Manchester City. I do think they just seemed like Pep had the better tactical setup this time. Their pressing really seemed to hurt us. It felt like we just could not get the ball away from them in the first 20 minutes of the second half. Even when we'd win the ball back, all we'd end up doing is just punching it away and they'd get the ball right back. We just couldn't get out of our own half. And so terrible, just terrible game. But that's all it has to be, is a terrible game. Maybe I'm coping really hard right now. In fact, I know I am coping really hard right now. But I also don't think that this is just blind hope that something's going to now all work out for us. There is still plenty to do this season, and the league is not ours yet. I don't think it should be treated as such. But I do trust in this team, and I do think we can and have a pretty decent shot at getting over the line. And even if we only end up winning the Premier League this season, that would still be enough for me to really have enjoyed this time and just be happy with the season. But for now, I'm just going to feel sad for the fact that this game happened and the performance in it. But we'll go again, and we'll see what happens.